Hello, witches. I am High Priestess Orthophilus. Thank you for joining me for this quick pop up live broadcast, either on Instagram, Facebook, X, or YouTube, because I feel like a lot of witches who are devoted, I mean, truly devoted to their chosen god or goddess, is not getting the best of them. Who is your source? If you are a witch, you are probably a devotee of a god or goddess. For me personally, it is the queen of witches, Hecate. She is my source. So, what does that even mean when I say, who is your source? Who do you draw power from? Who adds their strength to your own efforts? Who do you worship? Whose voice do you listen to? Is it Hecate, Aphrodite, Aries, Apollo? Who? Who is your backup in the spiritual world? If you don't know who your backup is, that could be a big reason as to why your spells, rituals, hexes, and curses do not work, because you're not drawing power from that god or goddess. Who is your source? Who do you go to in times of crisis, in times of grief, in times of you feel like you can't go on anymore? Who do you turn to? It's not enough to just go to your family or your best friends. No, you need the power of a god or goddess to back you up. So then, if you know who your source is, then you know who to worship. You know who to give praise to. You know that you are covered, protected, and prospered. And that it actually does extend into your entire bloodline for future children to come. Who is your source? If you don't have a source, I found that witches are out here confused as to why their spells, rituals, hexes, and curses are not performing as they intended it to do, because they don't have a source. They don't have a source. Your source can also be an ancestor, a spirit animal, or a familiar too. Who are you drawing power from? Who is helping you with your spell work? Who do you turn to when you need counsel, when you need guidance? Who is there when everybody else has walked away from you? Your family, your best friend, your husband, your children may have abandoned you, but your source has not. Your source has not. Your chosen God or goddess or ancestor or familiar or spirit animal has not left you. Why? Because of your continued devotion to him, her, or it. Who is your source? You very often find that your family or your so called friends are not there for you like you have been there for them. And you think to yourself, what did I do wrong? Wasn't I a good friend? How come I can't go to them for counsel? How come I can't go to them for advice? How come when I'm hurting or grieving, they make a joke out of it? They try to make light of the situation when I'm going through some real stuff and need a shoulder to cry on. Your shoulder is your source. The shoulder is the source that you go to when all those people I've just mentioned leave you high and dry. It is your source. I found in all of my time being a witch that when I go to my source of Hecate, the queen of witches, things move better for me. Things go faster for me. Things actually work out for me if I had not gone to Hecate. If I had gone to certain family members or really frenemies, they would not have any answers. They wouldn't know how to get those answers. They would probably, like I said, laugh it off, try to make a joke out of it. Ha 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 ha, laugh, 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 laugh. And I'm going through some real stuff. It's not funny to me. As a witch, it should not be funny to you either. It's not funny. It's not funny. This is your life. And like I say all the time, I say this all the time, no witch should be going through life the hard way. If you know your source, you can't. It's impossible, witches. I'm telling you, it's impossible to go through life the hard way if you know your source. If you know your source, how do you might be asking, how do I find my source? What God or goddess or ancestor or familiar or spirit animal do you feel drawn to? Are you seeing symbols of Hecate, Aphrodite, Apollo, Aries, Zeus? Are you seeing their symbols continuously? Then that's one sign, which is, I'm telling you, that's one sign that is your source. And you need to do a little bit more research, maybe a lot of research, to see if you're willing to be their devotee. I mean a true devotee. That means when your chosen god or goddess or ancestor or familiar or spirit animal tells you to do something, to be somewhere, to say something, you are obedient. Because you know they know better than you. And you know and you trust, undoubtedly trust, they will not fail you. If you are a true devotee is when you give your chosen deities what they want with no argument. Your chosen deity or deities will not tell you to do something or buy something that will land you in jail. Your chosen deity is not going to tell you to carjack somebody. Your chosen deity is not going to tell you to give them diamonds and rubies on the altar. That's your flesh. That's your ego telling you to do those things. Not your source. Not your chosen god or goddess. They will tell you to buy things that are actually within your budget. They will tell you to go get things that you can actually get. They will tell you to say things that will not get you in trouble because they know best. As long as you honor, give praise, real praise to your chosen god or goddess or ancestor or familiar or spirit animal, you will be rewarded. You will live a life of abundance. For some of you witches, finally live a life of abundance, because there are too many witches. There are too many witches struggling. Okay, there's too many witches going through life the hard way. But I'm so glad that you're watching this live broadcast right now, so that will not be you. Listen to me. That will not be you. You will not struggle like the rest of the world. Whatever they are planning out there in the world, whatever evil plot or ploy or scheme that they're, concocting, that won't happen to you. That won't touch you, because you are truly devoted to your source, the god or goddess or ancestor or familiar or spirit animal that you draw power from. Your chosen god or goddess will work alongside you as a equal. As a equal. That means they will not treat you less. They will not say things like, you're a sinner, or you're hellbound if you don't do this or do that, or try to demean you, try to make you feel bad about yourself. try to make you change your mind on decisions that you have already settled on because of what they told you to do in the first place. That won't be you. That won't be you. They don't operate that way. Pagan gods don't operate that way. Pagan gods do not condemn. Pagan gods does not condemn. When you think of being condemned, you automatically think about Jesus. You think about the Christian God. There is no source to pull from him except for misery, grief, and sorrow. That's it. Some of you might not like what I just said, but it's true nonetheless. It's true. Don't shake your head. It's true. There is no condemning you if you follow a pagan god. A pagan god will not force anything on you. A pagan god will not threaten you, will not basically blackmail you by saying, if you don't do this, this will happen to you. That's a threat. That's a threat. No pagan god will ever threaten you. Ever make you feel bad about yourself, ever make you feel small, ever make you feel like you're not good enough, ever make you feel like an idiot. Can I say it like that? Because it's true. Because it's true. Who is your source? I'm telling you, which is once you find out who your source is, your entire life will change. It has to change. Witches work with the energy found in nature to bring about real significant and permanently positive change so they may no more go through life the hard way, because no witch should be going through life the hard way. Witchcraft makes life easier. Okay, that's true. That's the truth. Witchcraft makes life easier. Life is not hard. Get out of that. Get out of that old wise tale that life is hard. No, it's not. Life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. Why? Because it is your life. Your life is all yours. Your life belongs to nobody else. You do not share your life with anyone. Your life is all yours. 100% yours. Life is not hard. Life is what you make it. You are in control, or sometimes you may be out of control of your own destiny. Forget that lie that life is hard. No, it's not. If you say, and witches know the power of their words, if you say life is hard, guess what, witches? Life will be hard. Your words have creative power. So if you say something positive or negative, that is what your life will be. Witches know more than anybody that our words have creative and destructive power. Speak the life that you want, not the opposite. Not the opposite. So stop saying life is hard. No, it's not. Life is what you make it. There's a witch here that needs to put that on a sticky note and put it in the bathroom on their mirror. Life is what I make it. That should be enough motivation to go for it, to go bigger, to go harder. Be smarter also along the way. Life is what you make it. And with your source alongside you, life will be a breeze. Life will be easier. Life will actually be happy for once. For some of you witches, having a source, your life will actually be happier. You may right now be going through the worst thing possible, and that could be because you don't have a source. Who is your source? Your source can appear in billboards in Times Square, in your dreams and visions while you're making coffee in the morning. It can appear as a radio broadcast. It can appear in a newspaper or a book or a magazine that you're reading. Those are places that inspiration of who your source can be can appear. Listen, listen well. Tune out the voice of the world and tune into the voice of your intuition. Your intuition is your inner compass. Your intuition knows what's really good before you do. So I wanted to come on here to talk about your source, how to find it, why you need it, and what it can very much, it has a lot to offer you. It has a lot to offer you if you want it. If you want it. So thank you, witches, for joining me for this quick live pop-up broadcast. Be sure to share this broadcast on your other social media platforms. Tell a witch or two or three that there is a high priestess here in the state of New York who is anointed and appointed by the queen of witches Hecate to be a voice for witches who have ears to hear and hands to receive Hecate's best. Bye, everyone.